direct connection with the team that employs me as.
All right, we're live. Welcome, race fans, to the 11th round of the 2019 Formula B season here at Mexico City Autodrome. Say hi to everybody.
Drivers, to your car.
Hello,
Hi.
world.
Good evening, one and all.
This Formula B race sure looks a lot like an ad for Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
The weather today here is appalling.
Apocalyptic. Formula B really jumped the shark here. Oh my god, you weren't kidding.
He meant
Oh dear, this weather is abysmal.
They're not about to start the race with 10-foot visibility, are they?
Well,
But of course they will.
we got some new headlines coming into this race. The 2020 schedule has just been announced, along with some race types, the sprint events, endurance, in addition to the normal lane.
Yeah, well, it's too bad we won't get to see how those will play out, because with 10-foot visibility, all our drivers are going to die to.
I myself don't quite understand what the officials were thinking in forcing these drivers in their cars to start off this Grand Prix in the first place.
But because this race takes place on the opposite side of the calendar from the FARC race here, we can make wild speculations as to what transpired in that. So, this race will not compare to the absolute tragedy that was the FARC.
Wait.
Anyways, there were some big penalties coming into this race. Two drivers had to start in the back: Joe Melrose and Sven Almerig. But their involvement in their impact of the race, Melrose for blowing up and stopping in the middle of the track, which about 5 laps ago, when his teammate TK Wolf ran into the back of him, and Almerig costing Vander Cleef a shot at the victory, which gave Kyoko Miyama the race victory at Japan.
Yeah, well, the other car penalized was from the new Climax Racecraft team, so they probably would have qualified last.
Anyways, some replacement drive. And two drivers were also suspended for this race: Emil Kirkland and Kevin DeVries, for their involvement in incidents that affected the outcome of the race. Maxwell Tender will be moving up from the Nomad division. Will be filling in for Kirkland after making an agreement with Forsyth, and filling in for Kevin DeVries is 2017 champion Anna Babish.
To my recollection, Babis has moved up to Formula A. Is that correct? And it's just stepping in this week. Or?
Yeah, the Danza. Well, Danza has allowed her to compete in this race. Danza allowed her to compete in this, fill in for DeVries for this race. Anyways, we're ready to rock. Enjoy. Something done.
I like that car. It makes me proud to be an American.
What are you talking about?
The one that he jumped on track with and got off.
And we're off. Matsumura gets off to a great start.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long the engine will last.
That's
if these
for
guys
sure.
can even find the first corner.
Well,
I'm
they
not
can see
gonna
the brake
see it.
markers.
I was gonna say we're not about to see anything seed.
And let's see how well these drivers are doing. Oh, whatever. Nikolaev and McTrevors nearly got together.
Well, they did get to get off the chicane. Surprisingly, they didn't go off in this horrendous, these horrendous weather conditions.
Anyways, that's a hornet's nest over here.
Did Will start that far back, or did something happen to him?
Jamie Wills.
Yeah.
I think he started that far back.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad qualifying run for them. Now, had it not been for the penalties, he probably would have started last. And
Quite a disappointment for the FEMA junior development team.
The layout of that Nike car bothers me. The swoosh should be symmetrical.
Matsumura leads with Miyama behind. Seems that everyone's got off scot free.
Relatively clean start coming in.
That's Scott Roush will wait.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Alright. Miraculously, they've made it through relatively clean.
In fact, this is a much cleaner start than I would have anticipated, considering the foggy weather conditions.
I'll say.
It is difficult for the cameras to keep up with these cars, however.
Well, if they can have a clean race with this much fog, then surely the FARC cars with ideal weather are
Hold on.
probably going to have an incident-free race themselves.
Hold on, we got the red flag. Red flag's out. The red flag.
Looks like the officials have finally decided to come to their senses.
We'll be right back. They've called everyone else. They've called everyone into the pit lane.
Is this one of those situations where the memory wiping devices are dispatched and we pretend that that start never happened?
The torrential rain.
Memory what devices?
You ever watch Men in Black?
I'm afraid I have not.
Never heard of them.
Hang on.
So, see,
Yes.
if you were saying that our predicted 100% catch race would not have compared to the FARC race, dare I ask what happened in the FARC race?
I don't know. It hasn't happened yet.
The limits of our knowledge to this point don't allow you to specify. Well, it's only
That's the part that scares me most.
It's only mildly concerning. It was like the entire track fall into a sinkhole or something.
Anyways, we're back. Welcome back, as
Speaking of absolutely disastrous races, I do plan on still using the idea we talked about for Night Vales,
and we're back to racing.
plus one other big gimmick.
Can only wonder what on earth that's gonna be.
That's a lot more crowded entering turn one.
Rather, what off Earth it's gonna be.
Matsumura somehow manages to slide it off turn three. Looks like Sakamoto is going to close in. Maybe trying to make a pass for the lead, but Wills is all the way in the back of the grid, unfortunately, with a poor. Back or front, they're wheel to wheel for the lead. And it looks like Matsumura is going to prevail from that battle for position.
Meanwhile, we're on board with Sane Akiyama and running in fifth.
Are the top 6 all waifus?
Akio's male.
Okay, fine. 5 waifus and 1 husbando.
This canon does have a disproportionate number of Japanese drivers, doesn't it?
A disproportionate
Not the
number
slightest.
of Japanese women.
Well, 5 of them are Naomi Aleko.
Oh, El Naco from FARC.
El Naco is not a Japanese name.
No, I meant like. Never mind.
No, I just meant if that was the same one from FARC or not.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Ah,
Yeah. And so far, she's only scored 4 points, and it was at Monaco.
That was a mess.
Just goes to show how her season's going. And looks like we've got just as clean, if not cleaner, than the previous.
Well, that's boring.
boo.
We'll see mayhem eventually.
Oh, someone's kicking up dust.
Doesn't seem to do much. That looks like
It's the
Jay Barrick was trying to get over position.
battle for 10th between Adrian LaRoe. and
Whoever that
Naomi.
was abusing the track limits. Therefore, their car will now explode.
That'd be a good way to.
Oh, we got trouble. That's Larry McKell. Think I saw one of the dead men.
Oh boy, here we
Yeah,
go.
That is suddenly a pile.
Mayday.
Not as big of a pileup as I thought it would be,
Bail
and
Bail.
of course it's McKellar.
SOS.
That dead man car got. And then the Pertec car misfired its hydraulics. The Speed Racer hydraulics.
TK Wolf is involved, and Anna Bavish in her one-off appearance. They're all out.
She can't seem to keep the car straight in the grass anymore.
Remind me, why did the committee install those hydraulics?
To look cool.
McKellar most certainly went in too deep with the dead man entering the under that chicane.
Meanwhile, the battle for 9th between Raymond Hawkins, third in points, coming into this race, and Vita Antonio Lorenzi. Oh, wait, that's the battle for 8th, actually.
Lorenzi is going to try to get that position back. He got a great run off the chicane, but doesn't look like he's going to go wheel to wheel entering turn.
Hawkins takes the position. And it is a huge puff of smoke coming in.
In addition to the pea soup fog,
The fog-
Isn't-
the fog
isn't
is
she
back.
gonna have to cross the track in order to get to the pits?
Unfortunately,
This will be interesting.
This could be a problem.
Yeep.
That's a hell of a limp LP.
Whew.
they still managed to make it through scot-free
I think she
without claiming any more casualties.
got down just before the leaders showed up.
Because
They did.
McCullough. Naomi.
Oh.
What?
Do you still have the limp LP trying to make the chicane that isn't?
Yeah, I've had it during test runs. Practice runs.
The limp LP still thinks that there's a chicane.
That's what it looked like from a clip that you posted.
Oh, that would explain a lot. Let's just hope that doesn't reoccur.
Anyways, Matsamura holds the lead with Sakamoto and Hirose running second and third.
Wills has passed a third of the field. Woo! Even though half of them crashed.
Yeah, Sven Amari moving up to 15th. And Melrose is moved up 10 positions since the start of the race.
He is a man on a mission right now, trying to salvage some points-paying positions at this time.
Coming in, and as soon as we head towards the first round of pit stops, pit road speed limit is 40. So there's a good chance that some drivers that's staying out would take.
Surely lap 6 is not the pit window.
Nah, it ain't. That's not until later. Right, if absolutely no one, trying to cycle through the field to see if there's anything else going on.
Doesn't appear to be. There might be a battle for third coming up in a bit as Nikolev decides to do some landscaping off final corner.
Between the Newcomb drivers, the points leader Kyoko Miyama. Miyama makes a move. Miyama underneath her teammate Rena Hirose under the S's.
Is that team orders going into play from Newcom? Wouldn't surprise me if there was.
I don't know. I kind of expect that from Hageshi.
That also. But it seems that Hirose is refusing to give up an inch. Miyama did peek on the entry to the final corner, but nothing. Looks like they're going to try to minimize their on-track battle as much as possible if they don't want Raymond Hawkins to get the position. Or unless that's Sen Akiyama, excuse me.
Now Hawkins is in 7th, hounding down Shaw Van der Kleef.
I really need to redesign those cars. Not very proud of that.
Which one?
The KWGP.
It's honestly one of the better designed cars on the grid, in my opinion.
Ah, well, thank you. I don't know, something just looks off to me. It should fix that, but I've barely painted anything with the open wheel templates, so I need to try a little harder.
I tried too hard on Hirachi liveries.
Oh, those look pretty darn good to me.
Oh, I think Miyama ran a little wide, entering the final corner. That's going to allow Akiyama to try and make a move.
Because it looks like Sakamoto is mounting a charge on Matsumura. It did look like for a minute she did gain some time on the race leader.
Well, the Hirachis are both running about the same lap times. Oh, you want to see?
That's a whole 10th.
Say, if you thought that race was bad, you should have seen the test race I run.
Is scare.
I'll send you a clip of some clips of what happened in that test race after this. Anyways. Battle for the all-important position of 19th between Alec McTrevors and Vladimir Nikolaev. It looks like McTrevors got the straightaway speed.
Surprisingly, was supposedly, I think, the worst car on the grid.
Yeah. How exactly are they pulling this off?
But they lack in corner speed. They make up for it in straightaway. But they lack.
Probably decent downforce.
And here's 11th of Larry McAllister, second in points. If he wants to challenge Kyoko Miyama for the championship, he's got to do much better than that. I can tell you that much.
Can't remember how far third place is.
About a race?
I think that's Matsumura we're speaking of, right? Or is it? No, it's
Hawkins.
Solid run thus far for Lorenzi, all up in the points. Lost one spot to Hawkins since the start of the race. Has held station since.
Looks like they're saving their tires for the first round of pit stops. Ooh, looks like Sakamoto gained a little bit on Need a little bit of Matsumura.
Nearly 210s, in fact.
Everybody's all single file.
Looks like they're all just settling in for the long run for now.
Is Hageshi Gabe's team?
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I've been trying to contact him if his team wants to come back for next season.
Gabe is the only other guy in the TM canon who uses blatant Toho reference.
Which cars are the Hageshi team?
Sonny Akiyama and Raymond Hawkins.
What cars are those?
Every time I see the Hakare text, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
1819.
Yeah, I did the not my finest logo work.
No, that's a different reason, Siege.
Oh, what's this?
But what is it?
Adrian LaRoe and come into the pits.
Hakare about cost me a win in F5.
Oh.
Looks scheduled.
I'm sorry.
Looks like a scheduled pit stop for Adrian LaRoe and Savannah Marig at the blistering speed of 40 miles per hour.
I feel your pain, Will Hoyt.
39 miles an hour.
Well, at least it's not going over the
several
limiter.
drivers. Several drivers are going into the pit lane. I think I saw Sakamoto and Hirose into the pits, as well as Jay Mullins, Lorenzi, and Melrose and Merriweather. And there's Jamie Wills and the other Climax car.
It appears that they're going to attempt an undercut strategy and see if they'll capitalize once the leaders exit the pit. Just generally great in the short run, but in the long run, I don't know if that'll work out well for him. As Amari gets felt a lot down to Matsumura.
Well, Matsumura might pit soon.
What's the sponsor on this car? I really like that scheme.
Libalula and LVR, was it? Matsumura's in. Miyama stays out. Stays out to take the lead.
That's an interesting pit strategy call there by Kyoko Miyama.
Jamie Wills has come into the pit, come out as. Whoa, what? Gonna come out in front of Kyoko Miyama.
Ooh, that was close.
That was a very aggressive pit exit there by Jamie Wells.
Coming in about the same time as. Coming out about the same time as he was about to come in.
Must have really wanted to make sure he got a good outlap without anyone in front of him. Wow. But it almost ended disastrously.
Oh,
problems.
Someone had trouble and respawned in the pit stall.
Oh, what's this? Sonny Akiyama.
Pit collision appears? Yes, it... Huh?
Let's take a look.
Oh,
Yep, pit collision.
Yeah.
Oh. Such a light one, too.
the smallest mistake could spelling disaster for both the team and the smallest disaster the smallest mistake spelling disaster for both the driver and their team. Oh,
Even if it wasn't in their control.
Well, it looks like the Makaris are together, Adrian LaRoe and Jay Mullins. Mullins has had better seasons. Yama's in. Oh, that's gotta be... Akiyama really did not need that to happen. And here comes...
Championship leader, right?
No, that's Miyama.
She's definitely going to be jumped by the top three at the very least.
Looks like Hawkins jumped Evander Khalif.
So here's the thing.
Oh, Matsumura's running a little wide.
That could. Oh, this is a problem for him. And Sakamoto's just gonna slip right by him without an issue.
Although on the flip side, he's very lucky that he didn't touch those tire barriers because those left side tires were awfully close.
No, too close for comfort. It looks like no Hirose will not get the position.
And here's another battle between teammates between Maxwell Tender and Vladimir Nikolaev. But enough about that. Looks like Matsumura running with colder tires. Running pretty well. And
may very well be likely better in the long run, however. Since he did pit later than Sakamoto.
See if there's any other battles for position. Not really. Top three are running about the same pace. Virtually running away.
Sakamoto with a little mistake off of turn 3.
Yep.
Looks like Jay Mullins is trying to battle with Shaw Vandercleef for 6th.
Not sure if Vandercleef incurred a penalty after that pit collision with Hakiyama. Oh, that could have been
Ooh.
disastrous.
Close call again.
I don't think there'd be team wars over at Hirachi, but
Wouldn't guarantee it. Consider that Matsumoto's had a much more solid year than Sakamoto. Well, at least what is a solid year.
Akio's faster than you. Akio's fast.
Now the tire degradation is starting to become an issue for Sakamoto. She once again makes a mistake off of 3, but I don't think it was bad enough for Matsumura to capitalize.
Looks like I got the situation fixed for Asani Akiyama. Oh, and that's McCallum's second in points coming into this race. Larry McAllister.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what trouble he's had.
no.
What on earth?
You just got caught the wrong way by the tire barrier.
That and the curbs. Oh, look out, look out.
It ended about as badly as it could have.
That could have been far worse.
Well, I suppose I meant the initial contact, but yeah, getting blindsided would have been much worse.
Looks like Matsumura set a faster lap time than Sakamoto.
Fortunately, that minor fender bender only necessitated a temporary local.
Oh. Despite being 3 laps down, Akiyama's flying out there. McAllister comes into the pits, checking the damage. Looks like Raymond Hawkins is slightly gaining on Kyoko Miyama last time by. But Van der Cleet. But, let's see here. LaRose faster than Mullins last time by, and what's this? Sven Omarig is smoking.
Well, so much for what I said about that. Is there implosion I see?
Oh, no.
The climax cars took each other out.
Implosion at climax.
Rule 1. Rule number 1.
Well, the foresight cars, and the foresight cars go by pretty.
Last week there was implosion with Melrose, and now there's implosion with climax.
That'll be an interesting post race debrief.
Well, it wasn't for an important position. Not very important position.
Wait, it wasn't even for position?
No, I meant no for a points paint because it was
Oh.
towards the back of the band. This is done. Because we're already halfway through. We're already about halfway towards the. We're getting close to halfway pretty soon.
This race has gone a lot faster than I've anticipated.
Sakamoto is still holding strong against her teammates, the Matsumura. Now we're checking on McTrevor's, maxing out at 165 on the straightaway.
This could be problematic. Especially when the leaders approach him.
The last thing you'd want is to approach them at a worst possible time.
Well, at least they've got the whole trek to get around him as long as he stays out of the way. If there's one thing that the NRA are known for, it is spatial awareness.
Said no one ever.
Now you still got a couple laps before they catch up to them.
So a couple laps before the fun begins.
Oh no.
Fun, you say?
Unless they've
What on earth are you foreshadowing?
McTrevor's is in. So they had not much of a concern for the leaders. Sakamoto, trying. And any drivers you guys want to talk about? Pass the time. Anybody?
Where's what? Oh, on screen, 13th.
Melrose managing to get in the top 10.
Sometimes all you can do to maximize your day is to stay out of the trouble that everyone else collects themselves in, and it's working so far for him. 3 points outside of the top, 3 places outside of the top 10 for the time being, but still with more than half the race yet to run.
You know, if Ilmarig gets like a race ban for wiping out his teammate, Climax might not have a third driver readily available. So it's possible the owner might have to suit up and step into the car himself.
Oh boy.
It's a little more atrocious than, you know, Ferrucci.
To be honest, I don't think that was much of that. Was no concern of mine. As long as it's not points, as long as it's not as long as it wasn't the leader, that
It's just the back markers wrecking each other. It's of no concern to the steward.
yeah, when Melrose is into the pits.
Oh, are they wrecking each other again? Those
I don't
silly
appear so.
guys.
That looks pretty scheduled to me. Still
Oh.
pretty early.
Track.
Stop.
I have a pitch for Formula B 2020.
Yeah.
Reduce costs. We do away with qualifying and line up the grid by reverse championship.
Oh wow, that was a big mistake.
Matsumura's into the wall.
Like reverse honor points or something.
Oh,
Oh,
that's pretty big.
yeah.
So, did Akiyama just?
Looks like Akiyama get him on the outside, exiting
No.
turn 3.
Wait,
What?
no. Who's Matsumura's teammate?
Sakamoto.
Sakamoto. That's who I meant. Did Sakamoto just pit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
So Sakamoto pitted, and
Several others.
that other person who her teammate is, whose name I had just forgotten, immediately
Matsumura.
pissed away any advantage she.
Yeah, of course he would.
It's Matsumura.
Last year's champion.
Okay. I'm
Isn't-
just misgendering everybody today. I see a
That's-
Japanese name in a TM Cannon race, and I just assume it's a waifu.
To be fair, a fair proportion of them must be.
Yes, as discussed earlier.
It's interesting how in this canon there's such a high proportion of them, and on the flip side, there seems to be almost no German drivers anywhere.
Scott Roush.
I mean, almost none. I'm just comparing it to reality. I mean, compared to reality, there's far fewer, but it's not like those details are important.
Then we also have Fritz Steiner, who's entering a German Formula C driver. Fritz Steiner would be entering the Invitational.
Isn't it a rule in F2 that the defending champion is not allowed to compete in the following season?
But Trevor's somehow gotten to the tire barrier.
Looks like he's trying to get around McAllister.
How
Right.
on earth?
Ran wide. He was lucky he didn't spin out.
He was trying to take lessons from his teammate and took the wrong lessons from his teammate.
Well, at least he didn't take anyone else out except himself.
Well, not quite taken. Still got a chance to take out other people.
Sakamoto is taking the lead, and looks like Hirose is in second, and boy, Matsumura fell all the way back to fifth. As we reach the halfway point of this race, is
But yeah, Trek, what do you think of reverse championship grid?
First championship. Um, let me get back to you on that, okay?
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sakamoto has...
Oh dear, just as I
Just taking the
Here we
taking-
go.
was concerned of.
just taking the halfway mark.
They've already passed Larry McAllister.
She's gonna try to blitz by to 26.
And she does.
Boo.
Meanwhile, Hirose's trying to get around Larry McAllister. $168 versus 188. Oh, Hirose getting a little.
That's what I was concerned about. Hirose not really caring about her own race at this point.
Well, it's become evident that Miyama is pretty much the one to beat his championship rivals side by side. And never mind.
Back at a spell championship implications.
I'm surprised that none of the Conicos have blown up yet.
Do not, for the love of God, do not jinx it.
Raymond Hawkins, another championship contender, trying to get around Larry McAllister, and successfully does so.
Ooh, that was a
Close
little
call.
hairy.
Yeah, close quarters.
Matsumura and over.
McTrevors and Hawkins. There have been some reports that McTrevors has viewed his dissatisfaction with the climax cars. Is planning on even if Amari gets a penalty, I think McTrevors might want out of there. Vandercleef going by McAllister. Wait. It's Akiyama. Scott Rush ran a little wide.
And this could spark the battle for 11th.
Galter Lorenzi.
That was a little too close. But all is well now.
The next card that the leaders are going to be able to catch is Maxwell Tender. Oh, what is this?
Hmm? Oh no.
As if Climax's day was going to get better.
I want to see that full incident.
You were not cleared for takeoff.
And we can see why McTrevors has disdain for this team.
Oh, he ran a little wide.
And just pinned it in the wall by himself. All right, then. Almost rides it, no less.
Tried his best to climb it, yeah.
So an open wheel car basically launched itself into the fence and is still going with no problem. What is this RRO?
Yes.
Oh no. I believe this is what we call overdrive.
I know it would take a lot of time, but all the tracks that these cars go to, the walls really should be.
You cut out.
I typically take the time to change the properties on those walls.
You cut out there. The wall should be what?
Wood.
Wood.
Oh,
As in the wooden property in Sandbox, which, if
yeah.
you're not familiar, destroys your car upon contact.
Oh, I am familiar with that already.
I did that for Bahrain last year.
For some reason, the pit wall at Desert Thunder is made of wood, and we did a race there in SOC. It's a very fun track to drive on, but the wall is not something you want to
That camera angle
touch.
seems like you're racing in a cloud.
And it looks like they're going to catch up to McAllister again. Oh, the battle for second between Ren Hirose and Kyoko Miyama.
This will be exciting to watch. Team orders from Newcom, it appears.
What are the team orders?
Miyama to get by.
Miyama is faster than you. Miyama is faster than you.
Damn it.
Miyama-sama is faster than you.
Let him by, and we'll get to you, and we shall take him out to Toshiri Sushi.
We're terrible people.
Should not be laughing this much.
I'm confused.
So oh, don't worry, it's a wrong story.
Meanwhile, Albert Travers is now coming out of pit road.
Looks like he hasn't had enough fun yet.
He is back. He is back on track to the dismay of all the other teams.
And Melrose is in, coming in with 9th.
And the parabolic offense.
Oh, looks like something happened. Looks like Lorenzi came into the pit lane. Came back.
Travers is yet to cause more trouble.
Give him another.
Rose's
It's
in.
only been a minute. Give him more time.
That may explain the team order.
My lord, is that legal? We shall make it illegal.
Amiya has to negotiate this very slow, annoying dead man car.
The counter in particular has been pretty, has been a championship contender all season.
That's just taking complete and utter advantage of Conoco's engine troubles.
If McAllister is gonna have
Oh,
trouble keeping his grips
dear.
on the championship, he's gonna take Miyama with.
And he damn near does.
Meanwhile, Raymond Hawkins is.
Sakamoto pits from the race lead.
Meanwhile, Raymond Hawkins is right behind Miyama. Joel Melrose trying to negotiate with McAllister. Raymond Hawkins wisely backs off. Wisely backing off in that chicane.
Matsumoto slid it wide. This would have spelled trouble for him if he slid any wider into the tire barrier.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, the battle for 12th between Vito Antonio Lorenzi and Maxwell Tender comes to an end.
I'm not sure if Tender's pitted yet.
And he's in.
A thought occurs.
Yeah.
So random thought. We have mods of NR4 and NR 2002. Why don't we have a mod of Grand Prix Legend?
That's a
The other Papyrus game on this end.
That's some big brain. That's some big brain thought right there.
We could have.
I'm actually gonna start getting into modeling pretty soon, so that we could still keep the modding thing going.
We could have the historics races over the weekend, eh?
Gotta whip out that time machine.
Or just straight up use GPL. The modeling is something I'd like to get into myself.
At least modeling for NR.
Yeah.
I did see a video on that. Somebody made like a DeLorean or something like that.
Well, these are in.
I do have Blender, but I also have a rudimentary level design tool for you that I could use to make objects.
And what's that?
It's called I Forget.
That's no program I've ever heard.
You could export them as X file.
Looks like Lorenzi jumped to Van de Cleef. Sorry to butt in there.
I was just about to point that out. Is everybody in the top 10 pitted?
Right about now, it looks like Raymond Hawkins. I was going to say. Sakamoto still leads as Hirose jumps Miyama.
Lorenzi picked up 2 spots on that site.
Great. The Newcomb team's going to have to shoot those team orders all over.
Quiet day for Makari.
Jumped up 3 spots.
Well, Adrian, if this had been around time Great Britain, I'd say Leroy would have been a really great championship contender. Look, but now his chances are pretty slim. Dwindling down. It's going to be a really dicey one.
Question: where is the second place car?
Rena Hirose. Coming to the strike.
Okay, just did not see Miyama there, and like, what happened to Miyama? So 15 to go.
Newcomb might be under investigation. Those team orders might not have been. Meanwhile, Scott Roush and Leo and Merriweather battling for the 11th. The Conoco engines have really been holding up this race.
Somehow.
Are they not known to be the most durable of engines?
Nope. Hilariously so.
Oh no. Perhaps this thin, high elevation air is helping them out. Or something.
Or they've been in serious trouble all race, and the fog is concealing their.
Mrs. Sakamoto's caught up to tender.
Are they emitting?
We'll see how that turns out.
Are they emitting smoke? Nobody knows.
Oh, somebody did.
I think someone kicked up some dust.
Wonder how much the fans who paid to attend this race can see from their seats.
Paying lots of money, it apparently going to waste a day.
Yeah, they can see their driver flash by just quick enough to notice them before they disappear.
Oh, looks like the Alma's caught up to Hirose. And Hawkins is about the same pace as Miyama. Slightly faster than Hirose.
Siege, did you say that Fark will be racing the oval here?
Yes.
I thought so. Let's hope that we have a nice sunny day this time, unlike the last time. The last time Fark was in Mexico. That was fun. And wet.
Well,
So Fark at Mexico have currently got 25 cars on the entry list. Not quite enough Mexican one-offs.
I was about to ask if there were a decent number of those or not.
oh yeah, I do have some. I do have some drivers from Mexico I might use. If you need any one-offs.
Maybe I might do a few more. I think I'd like to keep it under 30, though. So M&J Racing and Andy Pearson Racing are not on the entry list, but Walker Texas Racing is.
Somebody who is consuming food has their mic open.
Please refrain.
Yeah, free talk is probably not a good idea if you're eating, especially when you're officiating a race.
Anyway, Hirose has caught up to the black car Maxwell Tender. The Nomad driver. First time in. Sure. Yeah, he's doing. He's at least bringing the car home in one piece.
This
At
would
the
be
very
like
least.
This would be like if a NASCAR modified driver got a Formula 2 seat.
Oh, Jamie
There.
Wells is in the wall.
Oh, that's not good. Oh.
As if Fiamstay didn't get any worse.
Lorenzi's still in 6th. But if Will's had any
Alright.
chance at getting up to points now, he probably doesn't anymore.
Oh, it looks
Sure,
like
press enough to go.
looks like Vander Cleefin has got by Lorenzi. Oh, what's coming into the pits? Sakamoto's in.
Made a scheduled stop for the
right.
17.
Wait. Has Big Trevor's stop? Is Big Trevor's coming out or coming in right now?
This could be problematic if this was
Coming
not
out.
a planned stop. Or this was a planned stop and they just intend on getting a fast run. The last 9 laps or so.
Melrose is in, and
Siege, did you say that there's a modified driver in this race?
Maxwell Tender, the Nomad driver.
filling in for
The equivalence of.
filling in
Huh.
for,
Yeah.
filling in for Emil Kirkland.
Well, that's an interesting.
Yeah, Woody talked to me about it.
Huh. Ah, well. Who am I to talk? It is the owner of Vincenzo Focusat.
Meanwhile,
I'm pretty sure Ike said that he'd be okay with having him back for one race. I need to figure out whether or not that was official.
got a helicopter shot.
Would you be going for Talladega again?
I'd be going for redemption, is what I'd be going for. But yes. Hopefully so.
Red Dead Redemption, or
Hopefully not. I would like to kill nobody in the process.
both of the newcomes are in. Hawkins staying out.
The fewer casualties for my endeavors, the better.
And so does Amatsumura. That's for
Matsumura's gonna have to hope for a faster stop than Hawkins if he's gonna have any shot of recovering the lost time.
Vandercum. Oh, looks like a Rose got up to a slow start, a slow stop. Just now got out. Sakamoto being held up by Jamie Wills.
This could spell trouble.
Right on the gearbox. Wanting to make her presence known?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember what her first name was.
Yoshiko?
Ah.
Yep, Yoshiko. She's okay. That's dive it up the inside and turn the final corner.
Is this interference gonna make a difference?
I don't know.
Oh,
Five
did
left.
Miyama pit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it did make a difference. So I think Miyama's gonna have the lead when this cycles out.
So Hawkins staying out as long as he could. There might have been a pit stop error for Sakamoto, and if that may cost Hirachi to win.
Same goes for Hirose. Hawkins has just got out. Where did they come out? And
No, yeah, Miyama's definitely going to jump.
coming out in front of Sakamoto.
Oh, Sakamoto really lost out.
But remember, both of the Newcomb drivers are under investigation.
Wait, for what
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, the team orders.
Oh,
Under investigation for what?
Team orders.
Oh. Oh.
Well, the most they'll probably get is a time penalty if.
I didn't realize team orders were not permitted.
Generally frowned upon, but had a ruling last season. Had a ruling at the end, towards the beginning of a rule implemented the beginning of the year.
Is that something that has a counterpart rule in Formula?
Well,
think
it
so.
did for a while. They did for a good while after a shoot. Oh, what happened here?
Oh yeah, that's right. Bottas and Hamilton last year. Uh-oh.
As the ride never ends for Climax.
As long as they've got one car in it.
I want to see if he wiped anybody out trying to recover.
At least he stayed grounded.
Nope. Anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, it looks like Mullins has jumped Van der Kleef.
You got a fairly close formation from 6 through 9.
Nice. Hawkins gained a little bit on Miyama.
Three to go.
Now Sakamoto has to deal with Larry McAllister. And Hirose has to deal with.
Bit of a switchback there by the two.
Hirose bogged in lap traffic as he is sandwiched between McAllister and Mills. What's this? I don't believe it.
Oh no.
Oh wow, Hawkins
Ooh. Someone was pushing a little hard to catch
from
up to the leader.
P2.
Knew he'd have to push it to the limit if he was going to make up 2 seconds.
But Russ ran a little too hard. But That
And it
was
looks like
not
that
what.
might.
That is not what he needed at all.
I'm going
looks
to
like
predict right now that the first Conoco failure of the day is going to come at the worst possible.
Might not want to jinx.
Something that had happened to Porto.
which team's the Kanoko team?
The Newcomb's Hageshi. The factory team's Hageshi, and the customer teams are Newcomb and Hirachi.
Oh, you mean the one that's leading the race?
Yeah. Barring any penalties.
White flag for Kyoko Miyama.
Are there?
If she keeps over a 5-second lead, this could give her the win if they do penalize her.
Aren't team orders permitted though in F1? Because wasn't Bottas, Hamilton, and Sochi? That was last year, right?
It was.
Or did the rule change since last year? Because
Nah,
I missed it.
Well, that was some rule I implemented for this league. Just got a message from the 15 seconds. Kyoko Miyama and Rena Hirose.
I thought this was like the Formula 2 equivalent of the Canon.
It is.
Okay, just curious.
Though at this point, I won't be surprised. Though at this point, I think it's starting to form into something of its own.
Hey guys,
Hey.
Hello.
we got
Coming up
we
the
all-
final corner, Kyoko Miyama will take the checkered flag.
But it looks like, with that 15-second penalty, it's gonna give the win to Yoshika Sakamoto. Her first career Formula V victory. Something that team needed.
You are just so shameless about handing out penalties.
What's going on now? I'm so confused.
15 seconds.
Yeah, that's gonna put Miyama in 5th.
That's admirable in a way.
What are you guys streaming? I'm sorry if I'm.
And
Formula
Mexico.
V at Mexico,
We
which
just finished it.
wrapped up.
Oh, okay. Were you guys actually like streaming and doing announcing? Or?
Where's
Thank-
Hirose gonna be placed now? I forgot to check at that.
As for Hirose, 15 seconds.
Is this that thing you were talking to me about earlier, Rove?
Yep.
What is that gonna be then? 8th?
Yeah, I think so.
Would it be breaking news that I might consider putting a car in?
Well, there is the invitational. Anyways, that's gonna be the